Our team coverage continues with Stephen Schlink. He has been following this fire since it first broke out. Tonight, he is telling us more about those impacted by the fires and how they're doing.
Fire trucks rushing towards a wildfire that broke out on Saturday in Carolina Forest. Karen Lawrence was at lunch when her husband called her.
As he got closer, he saw flames behind a house in the woods. He said, "Let me go, I gotta call 911.
Lawrence came home to find smoke filling the air and first responders blocking the road, working to contain that fire. As the evening continued, plumes of smoke became less and less.
I'm praying this will get under control before it gets too much more out of control.
But that fire doubled in size overnight, going from 600 acres to more than 1,200. Dozens of neighborhoods were forced to evacuate, like neighbor Daryl Randolph, who got a knock on the door just after 3 a.m. That's when he saw what was happening.
I was like, wow, I think I need to evacuate.
As daybreak came, hot spots continued to flare up.
I have seen several neighbors putting out fires in their individual grass yards.
This fire has covered a lot of ground, burning for miles up and down Carolina Forest Boulevard. And as of Sunday evening, there are still some hot spots that continue to burn. But it was Sunday morning when the fire in these woods near West Walkerton Road began to flare up.
I didn't realize how bad the fire was. You just hear like a tornado going off in the middle of the trees.
It took seconds for that flare up to threaten homes, forcing first responders to go door to door to get people out.
Fire's jumping this way right now.
Local crews and firefighters from the PD and North Carolina all worked to reduce the fire. Then finally, the sound of relief. Helicopters and air tankers dumped water, helping to control the fire. Meanwhile, the Red Cross opened a shelter at the Carolina Forest Rec Center, giving evacuees somewhere to go.
And at this time, we're doing our best.
At its height, the shelter had over 100 evacuees staying there. And after more than 24 hours of battling those flames, crews were able to contain the fire enough for folks to return home. For many evacuees, this was a weekend of uncertainty and shock. But there's one thing that was for sure: their thankfulness for those who work to keep them safe.
Very proud of them. They're very responsive, and they took care of us.
In Carolina Forest, Stephen Schlink, WMBF News.